We meet in an hour of change and challenge, in a decade of hope and fear, in an age of both knowledge and ignorance. The greater our knowledge increases, the greater our ignorance unfolds. No man can fully grasp how far and how fast we have come. But condense, if you will, the 50,000 years of man's recorded history in a time span of but a half a century. Stated in these terms, we know very little about the first 40 years, except at the end of them, advanced man had learned to use the skins of animals to cover them. Then about 10 years ago, under this standard, man emerged from his caves to construct other kinds of shelter. Only 5 years ago, man learned to write and use a cart with wheels. Christianity began less than 2 years ago. The printing press came this year. And then less than 2 months ago, during this whole 50-year span of human history, the steam engine provided a new source of power. Newton explored the meaning of gravity. Last month, electric lights and telephones and automobiles and airplanes became available. Only last week did we develop penicillin and television and nuclear power. This is a breathtaking pace, and such a pace cannot help but create new ills as it dispels old. So it is not surprising that some would have us stay where we are a little longer, to rest, to wait. If this capsule history of our progress teaches us anything, it is that man in his quest for knowledge and progress is determined and cannot be deterred. We shall send to the moon, 240,000 miles away, a giant rocket more than 300 feet tall on an untried mission to an unknown celestial body, and then return it safely to Earth. But why, some say, the moon? Why choose this as our goal? And they may well ask, why climb the highest mountain? Why, 35 years ago, fly the Atlantic? We choose to go to the moon. We choose to go to the moon. We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other things, not because they are easy, but because they are hard. Because that goal will serve to organize and measure the best of our energies and skills. Because that challenge is one that we're willing to accept, one we are unwilling to postpone. And therefore, as we set sail, we ask God's blessing on the most hazardous and dangerous and greatest adventure on which man has ever embarked.
I was probably in kindergarten when Kennedy made that speech, but I remember feeling my heart kind of pound as I thought about, wow, wouldn't that be something if we could put someone on the moon? Later I learned that that was a vision that captured the attention of most of the country at a time when the country was feeling very deeply divided. We're at a time in the life of the church where we need a vision that inspiring, that compelling. But where does that come from? And who gets to articulate that? We'd like you to be a part of helping to craft this vision. On Friday and Saturday the 13th and 14th of this month, January, we're going to be crafting a future story. And what's that mean? Future story. It's a little like the prediction or the sense of call to put a man on the moon. I don't know what it will be for us, but it needs to be something inspiring, something that reminds us about why we work together as a region. What is our primary mission, and has that changed at all in light of all the changes that are going on in our culture and in the life of the church? We'd like you to be a part of that. How can you be a part of that? Some of you may be available to come participate in the activities that will be facilitated by Rick Morse from the Hope Partnership. There's information about how to get involved in that at the bottom of your screen.